Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Shoulda, Hada D8. We invite friends, fans, family, and cast members to join us as we talk about the previous episodes of The Natural Ones and Descent into the Void. Today, I have with me the cast of Descent into the Void. So please welcome Travis, who plays King.
Hello, everyone.
Zeki, who plays Cal.
Hey everybody, it's Zektown.
Alex, who plays Monako.
Hi.
And Adam, who plays Duran.
Sup, Internet?
Thanks for coming, everybody. So, quite the episode that even threw me for a loop that happened last. So, just to quickly recap, after your time-bending adventure and seeing yourselves run off to do what you had done the session prior to that, the Liberators went off in unicorn style, running through the city into the Light District and for making your way through a gondola, casting suggestive spells on the ferrymen until making your way into the castle of Thelos. Horatio felt the ley lines and found where they all converged and used a spell that I did not realize he had, teleportation, to zoop in there as he felt some dark entities within that room. There you, by surprise, took them by surprise, Deja Vu, as well as Balin and Jalen, who were there for some reason, a reason you don't know, because after that, you just went off and attacked them, and a battle went off, and in the end, and eating your mystical ambrosia fruit that Cal brought, and Cal, or Zeki, rolling a miraculous 6, literally, it was a 1 in 6 chance, and the rest of them had multiple, so there was 3 choices, and you happened to get the best one. You leveled yourselves up, unlocked new powers, and finally defeated Deja Vu, and until eventually capturing their soul inside of a soul cage. And you also saw some visions along the way, but the biggest goop moment was with Cal sitting on the throne, was able to catch the Corpora Arcana before it fell onto the ground, aided by his friends King and Duran holding on, where it turned out Cal saw deeper within to the void. But unfortunately, as we wrapped up the session, Duran seemed to have been lost, an empty shell of what he once was, and that's where it ended. So, my first question will start off with Cal. So Zeki, immediately when you guys arrived and went off, what was Cal's motivation at this point? He definitely had knowledge that the others did not. So what is going through his mind at this point in the story?
He took what Nyx said to him very literally, and I know we talked about it briefly, like out of the game, saying that you had thought that Horatio would end up on the chair, but whenever you had had Nyx whisper those words into my ear, it was very much like a literal thing, because I think Cal would take whatever the gods say very literally, because he can't try to understand what intentions might be, so just take it on face value, what they're saying. And I think that would go for whatever Nyx would have and did say. So
I mean,
it did work out, but
anyway.
I got extremely lucky with my rolls, and it made everything so much better because of it. I was finally rolling really well for once.
It was well deserved.
Right?
You rolled shitty for a long time.
Yes.
I did.
Oh, the dice gods were on your favor this time. I'm just like, wear them low rolls out, Cal. Gary, guess stuff that I had planned to happen wouldn't happen because you successfully rolled them 20s. So good job. And they were saving throws, so you're pally, so you get an automatic boost to those anyway.
That also helped. The +4 was pretty awesome.
And you also changed your dye color.
I think they're in an Easter egg, pastel lavender now. They're fantastic.
Well, let me ask you this. So give me a reminder. Who cast the spell suggestion onto the gondola driver, the tram driver?
Oh, Minako did.
That's what I
She
thought.
was just like, we have no patience for this guy. Just move.
Yeah. So then my next question goes to Minako in this case. So for Alec, we've never seen Minako cast such a mental power on someone before, exerting her will on this. What's going through her mind?
It's not like she hurt the guy. You know?
True. That's true. Is that how she justifies it?
Yeah, that's to herself, yeah.
I will say, good job on that. That probably could have slowed you down a bit, or it would have been some smooth talking since everybody was rushing out there anyway. Not to mention, you guys totally did not look like yourselves as Horatio casted.
I actually,
on
like,
you.
as the,
You're just
talker of the party, I was gooped and also, happy, too, because I was fully expecting to have to be like, let me charm this person, and she was like, no need done. Jedi mind trick him out the way, save time. And I was like, oh shit, okay, good,
Yes.
good for us. I was pleasantly surprised.
But nevertheless, you guys made it over there in your disguises until finally walking into the castle, and then Horatio's big. So this is the moment where I totally was taken aback. I built the entire castle. The castle had a map. There were things. It would have been most of the adventure was planned on you getting there, and then the battle would have probably happened, as I thought totally would happen. So, to my surprise, that he was like, I would like to sense it. I'm like, that's fine. You can totally sense the ley lines. Still won't take you away. You have to make your way there. And then teleport. And I was like, oh, crap. So this is to go see the entire cast. Since Horatio is no longer here, thoughts on Horatio's use of teleportation to get you into the battle?
Good old-fashioned scry and die.
Let me tell you, I thought that we were gonna do some duo magic and I could work some crazy thing, and then now hearing your plan, that would have failed pretty certainly, and then to see that he actually had a ace up his sleeve was really good. Oh, I wanted to say, I think that it's not very often do you get the drop on the rogue trickster, because Deja Vu's very always 2-3 steps ahead of us, that was satisfying.
No, totally. And so you guys teleported, and they knew nothing about what happened. They were just like, I wanted to exude the feeling of holy shit from everyone, because you just teleport in there. It's not like an arcade gate would kind of pierce, slowly pops up. It's still instant, but it's more like you just pop there and then they see you. And of course, Duran decided to just yeet himself over and attack on sight, carrying this new chaotic blade, this upgraded chaotic blade that he has. So my next question goes towards Duran the Gale. So Adam, so at this moment you have seen Deja. I'm guessing just blood going through the eyes, veins popping. What's going through Duran's mind here?
I mean, Duran's mind, ever since we first ran into Deja, Duran has always been looking in crowds for Deja, looking in the face of people he's supposed to trust for Deja. In his mind, Deja is the main one of the main threats he's supposed to protect the team from. And now that target's in front of him, after all the pain they caused, after all the hurt they caused, it's payback time. And all this justice is going to come down right now at this moment. Horatio's opened the door to an opportunity to set the record straight, and Duran took it.
All right, and took it, you did. Anyone else? So, I mean, I was shocked. And then from then on, it was just pure, I don't know what's happening here, though. I eventually got it together. But for you guys, and it's an open cast question as well, just seeing Duran run in there, what are your feelings and your character's feelings?
I mean, it was great when Horatio dropped the seeming also at the last second, and he described how there was a moment of recognition, because we bamfed in as nobles, Mm-hmm. They were like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah, they did say that.
They didn't even recognize us. So then for him to start charging towards them and then drop it at the last second, then to drop it at the last second and see the shock in their face before we rolled initiative because he got a swing was so sweet. That was great too. King was satisfied and be like, they deserved it. Also, what would you expect us to do? We can't reason with them.
Totally. And like, if you remember, let's rewind back to season 1. When you fought Balin, both times you fought Balin, Jalen, and that's pre-season 1, the first time, and when you fought Deja before, it's always ended up in a very close battle. Like, I know Duran almost fell to Deja when you guys first fought them, but this time, as the battle went on, although there was some heavy damage on both parts, you guys totally defeated Deja because you caught them off guard. You had the new epic chaotic blade that definitely struck the fear in their eyes, and then just all around great rolls. So my next question will go towards all of you. We'll start off with Cal. During your process, you didn't really partake in the battle itself, more as decided to sit upon the throne. Your consciousness shifted off and you caught the Corporus, saw everything that actually happened, so you're the only one who was fully aware in its omniscient mode. What is going through Cal's mind during this, and seeing all your friends fight?
Oh my gosh. It was, I would say, like, during that surprise round, I wanted Cal to really what is like the biggest move he can do, because after that, time is ticking before this explosion and the Corporus falling is going to happen, and we are like resetting time. So like a decision, someone needs to get on the throne now. So, and I also needed to since we were in battle, I needed to find like the correct opportunity to give the berries away to everyone and the fruit away to everyone. So it was, as soon as they started like going into the air and like backing out, I was like, this is perfect. They won't be able to steal these off of us. We can do this. And getting the power of the ambrosia, I think will put, at least I was thinking in my head, put Cal in a good position to make those saves once he's on the chair. And then we basically got to level as well, which really probably helped a ton. And then it was like really cool because I never, like, as a character, sit back and kind of like play support in any way, shape, or form, really. I'm usually trying to put myself in between one of my other companions and an enemy, because I like knowingly have taken like can shoot at close range, not going to be a disadvantage thing. So I have that paladin sense where I'm always trying to get into the thick of the battle. So it was really atypical, and I think it helped.
Can I jump in on that? And because I noticed that you did that, and as a mage player and the person who normally has to figure out the magic or sit on the throne and do the thing or give up your whole turn or several turns to figure something out while the party gets to do their cool spells and attack, I appreciate that it wasn't me this time, and I totally noticed that you did that. So I'm thankful as a player and fellow person that we can share some of the other RP, because it's still cool in its own way. Omar does a really good job at making it fun, but sometimes that's not as fun as using your Divine Smite or doing your cool ray gun weapon, you know what I mean, or casting a spell.
I love praying the villainy away.
Right?
Like using the power of friendship to convince them to stop fighting or something, that's it always feels super special when it works out.
It's like the end of Earthbound, like that one scene where you pray, and it's such a dramatic, very cinematic every time.
It feels good.
Yeah. It feels like all the RP had a consequence outside of just handshakes and hugs.
Look, watch Fairy Tale and Power of Friendship wins. That's all I'm going to say. I totally get it. And I was just saying, I noticed that as a player and a character in the game, King as well noticed that you took that upon yourself, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome too, because Omar had definitely mentioned that your chest had been there'd been light coming out of it, and it was way worse than it had been before. So it's well, I can't expect King to go onto the throne, because what happens if he just like bursts into celestial light? Like, what if? And
I'll shatter. I probably would have.
Yeah.
I probably would have shattered if I sat on the throne. I was willing to. I was going to, though, because King would.
No,
and
Minako was not about to let you do that. Neither was Duran.
You two.
No one was going to let King shatter.
You two weren't there. You gated away.
No, but before that,
And then Horatio also wanted to stand on the throne. Horatio was like, anytime you want me to tag in.
it took like all of my willpower to be on the throne and tell you to like, hey, take the shard, kind of thing. Like, that was the only time I talked to you guys, like the entire battle. Like after I started sitting down there. So it was like it was really cool that because I was sitting down there, like we all as players got to become really invested in all of the stakes. And I think that helped, kind of channel our in-character choices whenever we were trying to, like, they slip through our fingers every single time we fight them, and we get them very close to death. Like, for all the listeners out there, we're playing on Fantasy Grounds, and in our combat tracker, we can see if they're like full health or like have a little bit of damage, or if they're like have like very heavy amounts of damage, and it'll say that. And like as soon as that light, as soon as the word changes and the light changes to like a traffic light kind of thing, and you see it on red, you're like, oh come, we have them on the ropes, we can do this. And they always slip away. So like it really, it was so epic. It was awesome.
So everyone saw a different scene as they took the seed of the divine ambrosia, or the fruit. So Travis, during the battle, we saw many things from King. Not only did King participate in the first attempt at a tri-dance, but he grew mystical butterfly wings. And then, of course, took the seed. So let's unpack that, starting with the seed. As you leveled up taking it, you tasted home, you tasted Eustacia, memories, Corellin telling his stories, preaching to the gods, all other ties, Sehanine, just all these prolepsy come upon you. You felt at home. Thoughts that went through King's mind during this, taking the...
I feel like I had Myliki's tongue at that moment. Like, that was, I was eating that ambrosia and feeling and reminiscing her memories in that moment. And it's exciting and comforting knowing that I have a deity within me that is protecting me and has all of these, memories and emotions and powers and connections. And another part of it is scary. It's, not me. I don't have those memories. So I thought both of those, but in the heat of the battle, it's hard to sort of emote that. But that's what I was thinking as King, if you wanted to take snapshots in my mind. So that's how I felt about the ambrosia.
And then, of course, leveling up to 15.
Technically, I got my wings at 14. 15 was the extra bump when we won.
Oh,
yeah.
15 was at the end. Yeah, sorry. You went to 14 and then 15.
14
so,
was a
hitting
big jump
14.
because that's when everyone gets their class feature. So the Soul's Sorcerer's class feature is spectral wings, or angel wings or butterfly wings or whatever you want. And like we talked about this a little bit, you unintentionally had Jalen and Balin in the air, and I was like, perfect. Like, let me display my beautiful butterfly wings. And I was like, I'm gonna take this moment because I had my spiritual guardians around. They were up in the air, like they were trying to, I don't know, get away or plan something. And I was like, no, we need to finish this. So in that moment, I was like, I'm gonna describe it perfect. And giant spectral butterfly wings spurred out of my back, and I started to step on air and fly towards them. And my unicorns, as I described, became Pegasi unicorns and, spiritually flew up with me, and we began onslaught on the fiends in the air. And now, I'm, besides it being super cool, they're indefinite. I can choose to have them on or off whenever I want as an action. So that means Chastifold can fly other people and still obey my command, like if in a pinch. So that's super cool, and I can't wait for that to matter. Like, I mean, I don't mean it that way. Sorry, that's a bad way to say it. I mean, like, I can't wait for there to be like an epic moment where like I'm flying and like we're like, oh no, like one person's falling, and I can be like, nah, go. You know, actually it's Caliburn now. Go Caliburn, and like save, you know, plummeting Cal or someone, and swoop by and catch him. I don't know. Yeah, I figured you don't have the fly spell. I don't know. Something happened and you started plummeting. You know, paladins, plate mail, flying,
like, you know,
hard. I figured you didn't have fly
That's
magic,
fair.
so.
Thanks.
But it could also be that you're the only one with the camera on in Discord.
That's fair.
But the world will never know.
Yeah. Monaco, taking the seed you fell that burned you, you also leveled up and casted a darkness spell, empowered darkness, where you saw a strange vision of what you now surmise to be Asmodeus, possibly making a pact with Myliki and Nick, something that you guys had learned that was said back in Eustacia to Cal. And then, of course, seeing a strange feathered humanoid, not a bird person, but a humanoid person with feathered wings, black wings, go
Like
up
a
and
winged
talk.
humanoid.
Yes, like a winged humanoid. Give you essence of fallen angel, let's say, meta, who went and tried to stab Asmodeus, and in doing so received a burning hand onto his chest, melting away his hand to the skeletal form of something that you recognize. But
That's what that was?
the vision disappeared.
That's crystal clear. I feel like I missed something in session.
Wow, you were not paying attention during those scenes.
I guess I was not. I totally
I
missed
did like
that.
twice.
Travis, you're
You're
not
like, "Is that
alone.
my car?"
I definitely got Aarakocra, or how the bird people. I totally got that.
Right? I thought that, and I
Because he
wasn't
said
sure.
feathered person.
So I thought it was like,
feathered humanoid.
oh, so like the outline of a humanoid, but is feathered, so like a bird.
Yeah.
That's what I got. So you're not alone.
Okay.
Definitely this, because you really Monaco couldn't make out exactly what everything was, so I didn't want to describe who this person looked like, but it was like a human person. That's what I meant by humanoid. Sorry, a human person that with feathered wings, like full-on black Makar-like wings, you could say, but not related to Makar. Who then turned to a description that resembles that of the burning hand.
Skeletal.
Let's not forget things that were told to Monaco back with Judean Sunfell, but you gotta go to your notes if you don't remember. But anyway, continuing. Then Monaco, of course, then participating in the first Tri-Dance, and as well, starting that. But, Alex, thoughts on your vision / the battle itself, and what's going through Monaco's mind?
Oh, it tasted like burning, because being a warlock means that the fruit hates you now. No, but I know it was great.
Adam, Duran started the battle, did an epic first turn with an action surge, and then getting angrier and angrier just as the spinning of the blade increases. It seems like your anger increased with chaos, going into the being taunted by deja vu, which I personally enjoyed that scene actually, because it played out how I wanted it to, with you actually missing because you just hit for so much. When you roll, you just roll so high, but dodging in between and being taunted until finally hearing the combination between King and using his powers to warp you back into flower petals, and was the most romantic, epic scene, using the bond between the Stellus, and then you came back to then, of course, taking the seed and seeing what seemed to be some type of portent or a future of basking in the glow of King, of being something else, something more, and you side by side as something else. It wasn't very clear until finally grabbing onto King as he went into the mindscape of the arcane ley lines and then losing yourself, exploding into, well, you don't know where your mind went, but we have discussed what was going through Duran's. Talk us through what happened with Duran during that scene, or this battle.
Oh my. Well, this whole battle, he's been feeling horrible that he left King and that what happened in the future, or at least what he assumed is a vision. Duran really doesn't understand time travel. He just assumes there were visions of the past and future. No one really has explained it really well to him. But
Have had time.
yeah. But he realized then that he was not ready to lose King. And when he regained his senses, that was one of the most important things to him. He remembered he was fighting for them together as a team because they're trying to build a future. And he wasn't ready to let go of that. Sariel had convinced him for a moment that he should be, but that event just confirmed for Duran that he wasn't. And so when he saw King, that light flooding through him again, he wanted to do whatever he could to try to stop it, to try to help him, because he couldn't lose him again.
So would Duran sacrifice the entirety of the reality for King?
If he's caught in a moment of passion, he definitely could.
Okay. Well, and then we saw him go inside this moment of passion, seeing what actually, well, I'm assuming Duran, thinking that this would come to pass, grab onto King during his combination with Cal going through the ley lines, and in doing so, after, and you all would heard it on the recording as well, he was warned that something bad may happen if he intervenes. But Duran, being the epic love that he is, grabbed onto the Stellus and lost his mind because of it.
Poor Duran.
I feel like I should have shoved him off. I didn't think that at the time, but now I feel really guilty.
As the battle went to a close and King hit the final blow onto Deja Vu, destroying them forever and ever. Cal, you saw lots of things. The battle went off pretty well. You saw possibly hint meta, lots of the next dungeon that's beneath this area possibly can assist you whenever you officially decide to leave. I feel like you guys are gonna be level 20 when you leave.
You're skipping too fast. Can we rewind to the ever and ever again? She's gone forever, or they're gone forever and ever. Period.
You just want to keep. You go too fast. You want to resonate on that. You want to just
yeah.
Yes,
they're gone.
Their soul is captured.
Their soul is captured. That was crazy too.
Dead.
It's not.
And you even used
like,
it against them the first time.
Yeah.
Well, no, Monako later on when traveling to the Corpus
Or got
Arcana.
advantage. But the point is she, Monako used, their power.
She exploited the soul already.
He exploited the soul.
And it is in pain while it is in there. I think that's in the description.
It's in torment.
It's in
yeah,
torment.
In torment.
Ooh.
You're like, fuck you, Deja. This is what you get.
You're willing to interpret torment however you can.
Deja's an actor and a performer, so every time their torment would just be a bunch of boos and people saying that they're not that good, and self-esteem dropping. That's basically Deja Vu's torment. They're an actor. They said so when you first met them. But in any case, yes, we'll relish in the death of Deja a little bit longer. Now moving forward.
Okay.
You all, like I said, Cal, you saw deep into the dungeon. You even saw a strange pharmacy. Well, first you saw twisting caverns, which one of the layers is called the twisting caverns. And then you saw a layer that is a forest, but there was a lot of death and life in there. There was elven creatures hopping through the trees as a wave of black darkness came, turning fawns and other woodland creatures into skeletal versions as light was pushing against it. It was a forever torment. You happened to push the light back and stop whatever evilness was happening in there, but what the hell was happening there? No idea. So what are your thoughts on that, Cal? You have extra knowledge that no one else does.
I think that having the knowledge for the twisting caverns is going to be extremely helpful. And I think it will really go a long way. I think affecting the forest that Cal saw was possibly, to Cal, the most important thing that happened there, other than turning the tide of the battle with King Terminus. But I think that, like had kind of like talked about before with the ambrosia and what it felt like to be unlocking everything, I think that really fueled what happened whenever I was on the chair and seeing all these things. It was kind of like Cal really stepping into this new role that's been thrust upon him. And I think that was really cool. But I think that the remaining secrets that do exist will be bubbling up very soon. And I think that it's not gonna be... I was actually like just thinking about this as we were talking about everything. Because we were talking about all the teamwork and everything that was going on there. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he does trust them a little bit more. But it's definitely going to be after, probably after all of this is over and we've had like a second to actually catch our breaths kind of thing. Like, like the end of the Avengers movie and like they're finally just like chilling, eating some shawarma. That's when it's going to happen. It's like, hey, by the way, and now we have this next impending doom or something to deal with.
Cal is like the character who talks after the movie is over, after the credits, so you have to stay after the credits to catch what he's gonna say.
I have like that scene. Like, this is for a different franchise, but it's gonna be really important.
I am excited to see. I want everyone's ish to come out. Or everyone, like barely people, like no one's really explained everything that's happened to them in their adventure, so I can't wait till everyone unpacks and we get into the middle.
That is very true. We did not go into a lot of stuff.
Alright, so after Horatio and Monaco teleported over and powered up the Corporus, letting Cal and King, who had joined him to aid him, and therefore Duran, release it, and you all had been warned that you felt that the usage of this ability any further would do some damage, and it may, but you'll have to find out what. But we already have a clue, don't we, Adam, on what happened with Duran, as he is currently standing there, motionless and almost brainless. How excited are you to play for Duran's next portion that we discuss?
I'm super psyched as always for the drama.
Because you guys know we're all about drama here on Descent into the Void.
I feel like we're going to start approaching Days of Our Lives, like, levels. We're like, and he was in a coma, but his twin brother was there the whole time. and the only difference was he had an eye patch. That was the difference.
I would never do anything that ridiculous. So, with that, and that's where the session ended. It's time for my meta moment. I know I've had a few. So, I'm really excited to see what happens next, especially what happens with King and Duran after Duran has basically his mind has been shattered, lost within the confines of the newly carved ley lines that Cal did. So, that's going to be a fun arc, I think.
Did you just say arc?
Wait, rewind a second.
Oh, did I too much meta moment there? Did I too meta there? I guess so. Oh, no. With that, final predictions. We'll start off with, I'll go in order of what I see on my screen. So, Cal, Zeki, final predictions.
I don't know. I thought we might either go to Fia or try to meet up with King Terminus and fight by his side to then have a little bit of a decline in tension to then settle things in Fia again. But now that Duran is not there, I think that that's going to really, at least for Cal, that would drive what happens next. Because I think Cal and Duran have like a special like warriors, like martial bond that like is gonna pull through. Like if there's anybody that Cal trusts no matter what right now to like where it was before all the secrets and stuff and possible deceptions, it was Duran, because like Duran's just always been upfront about everything, and that's how Cal was always before times.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Yes, I love that I hear this. Monaco, predictions for what's going on next? Alex?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Duran is like dead or something, and that's huge. I mean, if Duran is brain dead and it's just like, okay, well, I don't know how we're supposed to deal with this shit now. like without Duran, we don't have a standard chance against Duramu.
We will. Ooh, indeed. You can't say any predictions, Adam, as we discussed, so you're out of this one.
I predict no matter what happens, no one's gonna be happy.
And finally, King Travis, final predictions, what's happening? Keep in mind the caveat, one thing we did not mention is that the last thing that you felt was the shattering of your Stellus bond. Predictions.
I'm going to immediately try and like grab a diamond and Greater Restoration and try and salvage his mind and frickin' pray to Myliki. And then when that does not work, he's going to look towards Horatio and going to have a grog moment. And when Scanlan died, he's going to be like, fix him! Fix him right now! Because he doesn't understand arcane magic that well. Like, he's trained in it, but not to the level where someone's mind has shattered. He's going to, like, break down. He's going to break down.
I guess we're going to have to find out next time on Descent into the Void. But that is all the time we have. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you to my amazing cast. We're getting to the climax, or we've hit the climax, and we're getting to the endings of our season. So things are getting very exciting, very drama-filled. So I'm super excited. So as always, thank you all for listening again. From the first chapter to the last page, we love you. Be kind to one another, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye, Internet.
Bye,
Love your
everyone.
Stella.
Thanks for listening.
I love you, Stella. Oh my god.